Hello everybody and welcome to the review of the Syma X20 Pocket Mini Drone. So here is the box that the quadcopter comes in. It's quite a big box for a little quadcopter like this. So let's open it up. Inside we got the drone itself and the controller right on top, and on the bottom here is the instruction manual for the X20. Quite a large manual, I like that. So this isn't as small as some other mini drones, but it's definitely small enough to fly indoors. As you can see, it's got some prop guards right here, but also big enough to have a little bit of fun outdoors as well. So here's the controller that comes with the X20, and it's a pretty unique controller. I mean, you don't usually see drone controllers like this. It looks like we got a couple little joysticks like right here, like that you'd find maybe on a DS or portable gaming device. I like the feel of these joysticks. I can't wait to see what it feels like when you're actually flying. Got some other buttons right here. I'm not sure what all of them do just yet, so I'm going to read the manual and then charge the drone up, and then we'll take it for a test flight. Alright everybody, hello and welcome to the test flight of the Syma X20. We're here today with the drone. Here's the controller. So we're going to be flying it, testing the distance, and showing you some of the features of the drone and why you might want to get this drone. Now, this drone is particularly suited for indoor flight. As you can see, it's got prop guards and everything, but I just wanted to test the range. So I'm going to fly it as far out that way as possible, see how far it can go. And looking at the controller right here, as you can see, it's got kind of like a D-pad type of things, kind of like you would see on an Xbox or other gaming console. So I'm going to fly this drone as far out possible that way and see how far it goes. Now to turn on the drone, all you got to do is hold this button right here. And when it's blinking like that, it means it's ready to be paired. So I'm going to hold it right here. And then to turn on the controller, you flip this switch. And you go up and down once, and as you can see right there, it is paired and it is ready to fly. You just push it up once and it actually starts the propellers. As you can see, they're spinning without me even touching them. And then you touch it a little bit more to get it in the air like so. So there we go, it's flying right now, as you can see. And right now it's in low mode, so there's two modes. All you gotta do is hit this left bumper right here. As you can see, it's nice and slow, better for indoor flight when it's in this mode. But when you hit this button right here, then it can, it's got a little bit of a faster mode. Now this drone's pretty fast. As you can see, the red lights are in the front, green in the back. Seeing right now it's got decent range, but I think it's time to do the actual range test, see how far this thing can go. So let's get it up towards the controller here, and we're just going to go out as far as possible. I don't know if you can see it right now. I can barely see it at this point. Okay. Okay, so made it all the way to the end of that parking lot and back. Surprisingly, it's on its way back. I think you might be able to start to see it right now. It made it all the way to the end of that parking lot and back. No lost connection at all. I think it was actually kind of an accident it came back there. I'll try to get it to go as far out as possible here. There we go. Okay, you can barely see it now. Okay, I'm pretty sure it crashed at this point. Okay, time to go out there and see if we can find it. Alright guys, now I have no clue exactly how far this thing went. Went pretty far. I hope I can find it. As you can see, the snow's pretty deep here. But I gotta look for it and see if I can find it. Should be blinking lights, so shouldn't be that hard to find. But let's see here. It looked like it was in this direction. Oh, there it is. So there's the drone, guys, as you can see, landed upside down there. But the lights are still blinking on it. Everything looks okay, just a little wet from the snow. That's about it. But aside from that, everything looks fine on it. And it went a long ways. I would estimate, I don't know, a couple hundred feet at least. A couple hundred meters. So, yeah, the range on this thing is absolutely insane. But again, at that point, you can't even see this thing, because again, it has no FPV or anything like that. But for the price point, I don't know if you're going to find a better small drone with that kind of range.
And again, I can't believe how incredibly cheap this thing is, given the body on it, as you can see. You'd expect to see something like that on a more expensive drone. Right now I'm walking back to the controller so I can take it off again and take it for another flight, show you some of the other features on this drone. Alright, now to show you kind of a takeoff of this drone, I have it down there and it seems to be paired to the controller, and you can tell because the light is solid on both the drone and the controller. Neither of them are blinking, which means the drone is paired. So it's time to take this drone off, and I wanted to show you exactly how this thing takes off. All you gotta do is push the left stick up once, and as you can see, the motors are already starting on the drone and spinning. The propellers are already spinning, so now all you gotta do to take this off, you just push up on that, and it can get off the ground quite easily. So now, being in the sky, I want to show you this as well. It's actually got altitude hold, which is absolutely insane for a drone in this price point. Look at this, it'll stay at the same altitude. As you can see, the wind there, it's kind of compensating, but if we adjust the trim a little bit, as you can see, it's just staying at the same altitude without me even having to push on it in the least. So that's incredibly cool that it has altitude hold. I mean, especially at this price point. Like, I never thought that drones would get to this point where you can have a drone with altitude hold this cheap. And as you can see, I'm just doing some flybys here, how fast the X20 actually is. Oh yeah, I also want to show you the flip. To do a flip, all you got to do is hit the right button right here, the right bumper on the controller, and push the right stick in the direction that you want it to flip. For example, front flip, you push it forward, and it can flip in any direction, which is super cool. I really love how quick and snappy this thing is. It's not the fastest drone in the world, but I mean it's decent. And as you can see, when it's getting lower on battery here, it will get a little bit slower. But I'm just gonna fly it here until it does run out of battery, actually. So just flying it around. Well, that was close. Almost hit the camera there. So I'm just doing a test landing there. I'm gonna take it off now and fly it near the camera. Maybe do a little bit of aerobatic flying around that pole right there. See if I can get the drone lined up in the shot as well. Yeah, there we go. So, take off the drone now. And there it goes. See if I can make it around that pole and back. So there, I think it's past the pole. Now it's coming back. There we go. Nice, nice. And there is the drone. There's a Syma X20. I can tell it's getting a little bit lower on battery. It's not as fast as when I started flying it, but that's to be expected with any drone. And I love the design of this thing, especially the charging port in the back. It's just a simple mini USB port, which is extremely helpful when you're wanting to charge it and you don't have to use a really strange cable or anything. The cable is just an easy USB port. I don't think I can show you that by flying, but you probably saw it earlier in the review when I was unboxing it. Yeah, see that charging port? I don't know if you can see it there. It's a little bit windy out where I am, but this thing is keeping up with the wind, no problem, which is pretty cool. Now it's back in slow mode, and it is blinking. I'll put it back into fast mode here. Right now it is blinking, which indicates low battery. I'll see if I can fly by here while it's blinking to show you. Yeah, see that blinking indicates low battery here. So I'm going to see what happens when it actually does run out of battery. I'll try to fly within the camera range to see what happens. I'm guessing the thing is just going to land by itself. Oh, yep, here we go. Looks, oh, no. We still got a little bit more power left. I'm really interested to see what exactly happens when it fully runs out of battery. Okay, still flying good with the blinking lights and everything, which is surprising. Here, let me wear down the battery a little bit more by flying it around a little bit. Okay, here it goes. Looks like I'm giving it full throttle now and it's barely taking off. Here we go. And it landed. So there we go. That concludes our outside test flight with the Syma X20. Here it is when it runs out of battery here. You can see all 4 propellers are intact even after flying at long range out there. Propeller guards, it's a little bit wet, but other than that, it's fine. And the front end is right here again with this little red thing, and the red lights in the front also indicate. And it's really nice. You can fly this thing outside at night with these lights right here. You can see it just fine. They're super bright, as you can see in broad daylight right here. You can see these lights just fine. But now I'm going to cut to the indoor test flight with the Syma X20. Let's go. Alright everybody, now it's time for the indoor test flight of the Syma X20. As you can see, I have this thing indoors, and this is really where this thing is made to shine. So all you gotta do again is press this button right here to turn it on, wait till it's blinking fast, and you can put it on the ground again. And again, the red part is forward, green is for the back, and then you just turn on the controller here, push up and down on the left stick to get it paired. There we go. And it is ready to take off. Now all you gotta do, take off, just push that up once, engine start, push it up again to get it actually off the ground. And once it gets out of the ground effect there, this drone actually does have altitude hold, which is really amazing for given a drone for this price point. As you can see how stable it is. Now, again, I'm not even hitting the altitude, I'm just adjusting the actual control of the drone, but as you can see, it's actually keeping its altitude when I take my hand off the left stick there. So to adjust it, you just push down if you want the drone to go down. Like, I'll do an example, a quick landing right here. If you want it to go down, you just push it down, hold it down, make sure the motors turn off, and it will go down. Now, that really wasn't the best landing, so I'll try to do a better landing job here real quick. So I'm gonna go out here and just push down on the left stick very, very slowly if you want to do a nice slow landing like that. And then keep pushing it down and the engine will turn off eventually, just like so. So I'm going to put it into a higher rate now, and again, to do that, you just hit this left button right there. Now it is in high mode, so taking it off, as you can see, it'll be much faster than when it is in the lower mode. Now the lower mode is ideal for starting. As you can see, I'm crashing it there, so just hold down on this if you want the engines to turn off. They'll turn off after a couple seconds. But for beginners, keeping it in low mode is much better, but for more advanced flyers, you can actually put it into the fast mode, and the thing's pretty quick. So I'll see if I can do some better flying here. There we go, engines are off. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of aerobatic flying, see flying it under that little leg of the table tennis table. So I'm going to move the camera up here along with the drone next to the legs, so you can actually see if I can successfully fly through any of those little gaps right there. So here, I'm going to take the drone off right here. Alright, so I'll take the drone off right there, and let's see if I can do it. And I'm going to keep it in the high mode for this. I want to be very delicate for this. And the altitude hold really helps. There we go, just flew it through that gap. The altitude hold really helps because it's keeping it perfectly level. I'm not even adjusting the left stick here. But it gets a little bit tricky when you get into ground effect for going under things. But as you can see, it did make it through. A little bit of a crash right there. And then you do have to hold down on this to turn it off, because you might be used to drones that automatically turn themselves off when you just let go of the stick. But as you can see, the propellers are spinning without me even pushing on the stick, which might take some getting used to, but for beginners, I highly recommend this thing. And I recommend it to anybody who wants a really nice looking drone for indoor flight, as well as outdoor flight. As you could see in my outdoor test a little bit before this, it flew just fine outdoors as well as indoors. There we go, flying through the gap again. You want to be very delicate when you're going through these holes. There we go. Nice, nice. That's 2 in a row. Let's see if we can do 3 in a row here. Oh. Oh! I do like the prop guards. I can bounce off things pretty easily without actually breaking any props, like with some of the other mini drones I've tested, including the Cheerson CX-10. That thing had a huge issue with breaking props, which I don't think this one will because of the mentioned prop guards. There we go. Through the hole 3 times. Love how stable this thing is. I mean, just look at that. Just very minor adjustments on the stick. There we go, nice slow fly through, does just fine. There we go, right under the gap. This thing is really, really stable, especially when you get it all trimmed up and everything. It is incredibly stable until that happens. But anyways, this thing is a great drone, and I highly recommend it. As you can see, it just got disconnected there because of the little bit of a crash, but all you gotta do is push up and it'll reconnect itself, and as you can see, it's still flying fine. As you can see, there's a flip right there. See if I can do a flip with the red facing forward. There we go, nice flip. And to see if that was my Cheerson CX10, I would have had a broken prop right there. But because this thing has these nice prop guards, you can see all the props are just fine, and the stuff bounces off of these and these prop guards are actually really sturdy. Again, it adds a little bit of weight to the drone, but overall, this drone looks amazing with its nice smooth finish on the top there. So you can see it says Syma X20 on the top. And it's got a really cool design, especially with this red light in the front. That's pretty cool, and it always lets you know which way's forward with that nice red light right there. So I'm going to try to do some lower flying, high speed. So let's put it back into high mode right there. And it's really fun flying low, especially fast. Alright, so we're getting the blinking there, which indicates low battery. And the battery life on this thing is great compared to some of the other mini drones I've reviewed here on Drone Rich. I really like the prop guards, the design's amazing, and I highly recommend this drone if you're looking for a nice mini indoor drone or outdoor drone, depending on what you want to use this thing for. The high mode is very fast, nice, the yaw rate is absolutely perfect. This drone makes a great beginner and intermediate drone. It has flips, great yaw rate, the yaw rate's actually perfect. So I want to thank everybody for watching our review of the Syma X20. If you have any thoughts or comments, leave it down in the comment section below of this video. Again, here's the drone, here's the controller. This has been our review of the Syma X20. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We really do appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe to Drone Rich for more drone reviews like this, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.